Fire Ridge Pride is made up of several prides: McGetty, McClayton, McGregor, Juniper Springs, Whiddens, a lot of prides, Rossi, and Channing. And Channing is also known as Shanwan, and that's run by Queen Viv, who has a lot of magic and can't see people because she'll end up knowing what they think and what they had for breakfast, and she can't have them in her house because if they touch stuff, she ends up with memories she doesn't want. She is the daughter of the goddess Thesis. Matt Rossi is her mate, and they can't live together, but they do spend time together and they have children. Let's see. The areas that they encompass, that the prides encompass, are from Massachusetts, Boston mainly, all the way down to South Carolina and as far over as Tennessee. Tennessee border. The blood rights are Amber Rise in Colorado and Amber Light in Fire Rise, which is almost to Virginia. I think, yeah, because when I chose the area for Fire Ridge Pride, I originally set it in Hyde County, North Carolina, because there's a lot of area out there, and that was how the basis of my story started, because I spent 2 or 3 years in Hyde County, and Hyde County, 5,000 residents at the most at any given time. A lot of swampland, but for the purposes of Fire Ridge, I mean, it's a huge area, and it also includes, Fire Ridge Pride also includes places like Elizabeth City, just up the coast there, and then across. So Clayton is going to be Charlotte. And I've done these things out in miles, so, or hours, time to get there. And it takes a while to get from Clayton all the way down to Banthard, which is right outside of Spartanburg, South Carolina. So huge area that they take up. And it's all broken up for them. Most of the lions know the human names of places. Most of them don't. Shifters pretty much don't know. Shifters lions don't have names. Dimidwe and Bloodright lions do, because they're two halves of one whole. And their lions actually talk to them. They communicate with the skin. So, and the lion's name is a secret. And the only person who's supposed to know the lion's name is their mate, or Kian Degati, who is the one to collect them when they die. The lions or lionesses go to Kian when they're dying. So Kian finds out a lot of information. He is a Degati. His father is Enzo, who is the god in Ignis. So a lot of the key players in this are directly descended from the gods. Shifters used to be, but they're kind of separated now. There's that degree of separation. And then you have the Dimidwe and the Blood Rights, who come directly from the gods. The gods are still active. They're still in play. They're quite funny sometimes and aloof about a lot of things. But that is basically the area of Fire Ridge Pride and Blood Rights. Remember, Fire Ridge Pride and Blood Rights and Albite are all connected. Fire Ridge Pride covers the beginning of the war, how the shifters got into it, and basically who lives in Fire Ridge Pride to protect the shifters and the demi-dwe from the witches. Blood rights is the other half of that. Big deal with them for being separated, basically, and that has to do with the witches. The witches mucked things up with them. I remember some of these shifters are in play and in league with the witches. So, yeah, the enemy is basically in the house, and you have to weed through and figure out who are the good guys and who are not. Let's see. Albite is the aftermath. So in Blood Rights, where things are coming to a head, everybody's coming together, and then there's the final battle. Albite is rebuilding after that. There are a lot of things at play here, a lot of magic. You have fleshes who are arrows who can penetrate magic. There are varying degrees of magic that they can penetrate without losing a lion, without killing their lion, without damaging themselves in some way. If you don't have the magic to touch certain cursed objects, then don't. Fleshes usually marry arcs, which is the bow, and the flesh helps the arc direct the magic that they possess specifically. The demi-dwe each have different types of magic. They mourn for the living and the dead. Josh, for example, the walls talk to him. He can walk into a store and see something that happened 100 years ago. It leaves an emotional imprint. Then he's going to see it. The walls are going to tell him what happened. You have Indigo, who collects memories, and those memories live in his head, which kind of makes him seem a little crazy at times. But if you had 10, 20 people in your head, on top of all, and on top of the magic, which talks to him too, you're going to be a little nuts. And then you have Remy, who is also a flesh and has the ability to touch the cursed objects without problems. And his specific magic is to collect artifacts that the witches have cursed. That's Remy's magic. You don't find this out for a while, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Spoiler alert. Dante ashes people on touch, takes about 3 seconds, so he has to be careful about who he touches. Lou has the ability to hear what other people are thinking, and he can communicate that way. Shifters can't. Think about that when you're reading Lou. Shifters cannot hear other people. Let's see, who else? And these are specifically the good guys. Let's see. Solubo excommunicated. His father did something really bad. So they are no longer part of Shanwan Pride, which is why they live in Juniper Springs. Yes, Solubo has problems. Yes, you're going to fall in love with him. Don't. Let's see, who else? I think that's it. I think there are a lot of characters. There's going to be a lot of characters. You've got a lot of different prides coming together. Some of them like each other, some of them don't. Some of them have a slew of children, like Maggette, who has way too many kids. And now there are only 2 good ones, which are Hank and Jordan, but I'll leave that for now. The Dubois. The Dubois are part of the Channing Pride, which makes them part of Fire Ridge, even though Rena lives in Clayton. She runs a bar called Bites, and underneath is the Den. And the den is specifically for lions because lions have weird sexual appetites, so they can go to the den in the spell dark and do whatever they want to. Bites is just a regular bar. Humans and felines go into bites. No big deal. But Rena is the matchmaker, so if any particular feline is looking for someone to go with their magic, they go talk to Rena because she can pretty much find them. And there you have some of the elements of Fire Ridge, Blood Rites, and Albite.